Well, friends, I hope you're sitting down. Donald Trump loses in court again. Let's talk about that because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, remember how New York State Court Judge Juan Merchan put a gag order on Donald Trump in his criminal prosecution in New York? That's the one for him falsifying business records to cover up the true nature of hush money payments, all to try to steal the 2016 presidential election. Judge Merchan put a gag order on Donald Trump prohibiting him from talking about, threatening, endangering witnesses, jurors, court staff and their family members, prosecutors and their family members. And then the case went to trial. And a jury of Donald Trump's peers convicted him, found him guilty of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. And because at that point, the work of the witnesses and the work of the jurors was over, it was complete, Judge Merchan modified the gag order. He left it in place. And to this day, Donald Trump is still bound by that gag order, but he modified it. So he removed the prohibition against talking about witnesses and jurors, but he kept in place the prohibition against talking about court staff and family members, prosecutors and family members. And Donald Trump didn't like any of that, not one bit. So he appealed both gag orders, the original one and then the modified gag order. And those appeals have been working their way through the appellate courts of New York. And now the highest appeals court in New York just rejected Donald Trump's appeal of both of those gag orders. So yes, Donald Trump will remain gagged in his New York case until it is completely done with his sentencing, which you may know is now scheduled for November. So let's start with the new reporting. This from CNN. Headline, New York Appeals Court rejects 2 more attempts by Trump to lift gag order. And that article begins, New York's highest court rejected 2 separate attempts to hear Donald Trump's appeals on the gag order in his hush money case, according to a decision list posted Thursday. The gag order, issued by Judge Juan Merchan in the criminal case against the former president, remains in effect, although Merchan lifted portions of it in June. Trump is currently limited from discussing any specific prosecutor, court staff, or their family members. Trump's attorneys had challenged both the initial gag order and the modified gag order. The New York Court of Appeals judges wrote that they declined to hear the case about the modified gag order because no substantial constitutional question is directly involved. Trump spokesperson Stephen Chung said in a statement that the former president will continue to fight against the unconstitutional witch hunts and gag orders. Chung placed blame on Democrats because they know he's dominating this election. Perhaps this guy, Trump spokesperson Stephen Chung, ought to have a look at the polls. Maybe he missed the debate. It's my editorial edition. Trump was found guilty earlier this year of 34 counts of falsifying business records related to hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels during the 2016 presidential campaign. Sentencing in the case has been delayed until late November. You know, friends, Donald Trump must be setting some kind of a record for the most losses by one litigant, by one person in our nation's history. And think about what he's arguing when he's seeking to have these gag orders lifted. He is essentially contending that in order to be able to run for office, he needs to be able to threaten the judge's family members. Donald Trump is circling the drain, both legally and politically. And let's put an end to his reign of terror once and for all on November 5th. And, as I've said before, let's deliver Donald Trump into the waiting arms of prosecutors and judges and juries, where he belongs. Because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.